Welcome back. You are listening to Internet Marketing and Business Solutions with Ron Couming on 980 WCAP. We're here every Monday from 11 to 12, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. to bring you actionable methods and solutions to increase and enhance your successful Internet marketing and your overall business performance. My name is Ronald Couming from RCS Technology Solutions. I am your host. Our call-in number is 978-454-4980, and my business number for calls when we're not online is 978-606-5432. Today, for our second segment, we are blessed to have in our presence Jason Freeman. Jason Freeman was born with profound limitations, including a pronounced speech impediment. Instead of letting these limitations stop him in his tracks, he has turned them into valuable assets. Today, Jason will share secrets for turning your business burdens, or what you perceive to be a business burden, into your rocket blast-off fuel. Jason resides in San Diego and is a bravery coach and inspirational speaker, coaching his clients to express themselves with confidence, clarity, and ease. Jason, you on the line?
Yes, I am, Ron. I'm here.
Excellent. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. It's a blessing to have you on. I've personally listened to your speech in Houston at Habitude Warrior Conference, and I've followed you on Facebook, and I think what you offer people is tremendous. I know you have the 4 and now 5 R's. Could you tell us a little bit about that and how you got into speaking and helping people?
I got into this area because frankly I had a problem, as so many of us have all the time. My problem was that I didn't like the sound of my voice, and I didn't like my coordination, and that was a huge limitation. So I wanted to live a life that was more happy and fulfilling. So how I got into this business was I was starting from a place of limitation and asking how I can expand that into something else and serve people in the process.
Jason, I've personally heard you speak, and your story is phenomenal. From the situations you grew up with, the things you experienced as a result of your lack of coordination and speech impediment, and how you've used that as tools to advance yourself and propel yourself. I mean, you get on stages with some of the best speakers in the world and motivate people to change and accept their what they perceive to be limitations and use them to propel them forward. So to me, you're a tremendous inspirational story. You've given me some 4 and 5 R's that I think are phenomenal. Could you share those with the listeners, please?
The first R is to recognize what your business limitation is. So often we tend to try and gloss over our limitations anywhere in life because we just don't want to face them. But if we don't face a limitation, we can't do anything about it.
That's true. Yeah. You have to recognize it, but one of the things that I've learned from you is a perceived limitation doesn't necessarily mean it's a limitation. A lot of times it's how we perceive something, correct? And does that take us into the second R?
Yeah, indeed. Indeed, the Wright brothers had a limitation that they wanted to fly, but they couldn't. So instead of them saying, "Oh well, we're just not going to fly in our lifetimes," they created a plane, a kitty hawk. They perceived that that limitation as a creative opportunity, and that does take us into the second R, which is realize. Realize that life is about change. Realize that the things that are painful now don't always have to be that way. Realize you can take steps to move forward beyond your present view of your limitations.
Yeah, that's I love it, man. First, you have to recognize and then realize, and that life is about change. And sometimes things don't go the way we want, and very often they don't. Very rarely does everything fall lockstep. So accepting that your current view about your limitations doesn't have to be permanent, I think that's amazing, and I think that might take us into the third one. So we have recognize, realize, and what would be the third one?
Oh, Ron, the third one is it's a really challenging one. It's rest, IESD.
Yep, rest.
And this is so hard because I know when I was thinking of my voice as an awful limitation, I wanted to battle with it. I didn't want it to be real. I wanted to deny it, which is a silent war. So resting means realizing the limitation in that, and then backing away from your present story of it. I mean, where else can you use your mental power? What other activities can you get involved in? What other business activities can you do other than focus on your limitations? And again, it's tough because we just want to go at that limitation and beat it to a pulp. But
Yep, I agree with you. I think sometimes we can be our own worst critics and our own worst enemy by replaying the same old negative stories over and over again. So resting, taking a break from that, giving yourself a break for replaying the same old stories, I think that's great. First you recognize it, then you realize it, and then you rest from it. And I guess the fourth and fifth might be how to actually change from that. So what would be the fourth?
The fourth is where the fun begins. It's about revising your view of your limitation. Letting each day inform you on how to view your limitation differently. And this really starts by talking to people in your community about your friends, business colleagues about your limitations. And yes, this can be very, very vulnerable, but it opens you up to new ideas. Like, for example, with me, one of my friends about 6 years ago said, "Jason, your voice is a gift." I mean, wow, that came from her. I totally wasn't seeing my voice that way. So other people will see your limitations in a different way than you do, and be able to help you know how to use them.
Yes,
to see them as opportunities.
Absolutely. And so many times people in business, if I had more money, if I had a better website, if I had more customers, if I had more marketing, if, and they see all these limitations, and those are like external, but some of the times it's their mental and emotional limitations that are really keeping them back from excelling and succeeding in business and in life. I mean, so many people are unhappy, and a lot of it is based on their perception. So number 5, because we got like 6 minutes left, and also just so you know, Megan's here. She's also she's got the mic right over there, so you can say hi in a minute. So the next one would be run, right? And I can't believe you. First we started with 4, then you and I had a conversation. It went to 5, and I'm looking. We have 6 R's now. So could you talk a little bit about number 5?
Oh yeah. In the email I said only 5. I'm still learning to count. But yeah, number 5 is 1. UN. Once you really find new things that work and help you see your limitations in a new way and new actions that propel you forward, keep doing them and let that energy propel you to take more new actions and just one with your gifts. Like now I'm speaking all over the country.
Yeah.
And so yeah, just run and enjoy life, enjoy your business, enjoy your brilliance.
Yeah, just so
enjoy making money.
Absolutely, and just so the listeners know, Jason is he speaks on the stages all over the country and probably all over the world with some of the biggest motivational speakers around. If you haven't heard of Jason Freeman, you need to like him on Facebook and start listening to some of his Facebook Live posts, and also go to his website, jasonfreeman.com. And we also have, just to recap, we have recognize from the 6 R's. We have recognize, tell the truth about your perceived limitations. Number 2 is realize that life is about change. Number 3 is rest from all that negative self-talk. Number 4 is to revise, how you can begin seeing your limitations in a new way. It's an asset, not a liability. It's your perception of it that really happens. Number 5 is run. Once you find a new things and that work and keep doing them, use this energy for these to feel good about the new things that you're doing. And Jason, I'm not going to give away number 6. Please, you give us, no, it's number 6.
Number 6 is so important. It's return. Once you've turned your limitation into rocket fuel and know that process, now you can mentor others who are mired in their limitations to turn their limitations into rocket fuel. So the process can keep going from person to person to person.
I love it, and that's what you're doing today. You're blessing our listeners. I mean, people can hear that you have a speech impediment. People can, your story is self-evident, and yet you're a motivational speaker on stage with huge leaders. And number 6, after all the self-development, after all the change and the benefits that you receive, your number 6 is return. Use that wisdom that you've discovered about turning your limitations into rocket fuel to help others. That's huge. It's tremendous about helping other people overcome their mental and emotional limitations that don't just hurt them in business, but it hurts them in life and in relationships. I think you're a tremendous guest. Before we cut off, we got about 2 minutes left. I want you to say hi to Megan.
Hey, Megan.
Hey, Jason. I'm so glad that we got to share a show together, especially after we connected over in San Diego when I was over there for that fun mastermind dinner. So it's fun to virtually reconnect again.
Yeah, it is so fun. It's an honor to be on a show with you, Megan.
Yeah. Now, Jason, you're going to be speaking at the Habitude Warrior Conference in San Francisco, November 10, 11, and 12, correct?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Yes, and Megan's going to be speaking there as well for video production-related activities. I'm going to be speaking there as the Internet marketing expert, and you're going to be speaking. Can you give us just a brief overview of the subject matters? We got like a minute and a half.
I speak on the general subject, turning your limitations into rocket fuel and doing your imperfect best. If I had waited for perfection until
I think it's amazing, and I really do in life. I see it all the time. I deal with a lot of business owners, and I see a lot of self-negative talk, and even though they don't use the negative talk, I can just see it in their the way they're projecting and the way they're thinking about whatever they're doing going forward. And if people could just get your level of positivity and turn what they perceive to be a limitation or something that's holding them back, it's so important. It's so much about your perception of things. And once that changes, there's no stopping you. Jason, thank you so much. We're going to go to break in a second. You've been listening to Jason Freeman. Jason, your contact information, please.
Oh, jasonwfreeman.com.
All right, and thank you very much. And again, all this is archived. It's Ron Couming. You're listening to Internet Marketing and Business Solutions, 980 WCAP.